From cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the boss that's here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror from here. Office gossip, Twitter jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. You jump to jump, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Management schemes and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa have seen it all. From cubicle fights to the bathroom stall brawls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here. From the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here. So grab a seat, it's horror premiere.
Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of I Hate It Here. My name is Erika.
I'm Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hotmess Express.
Lord, welcome to the Hotmess Express. Choo choo.
All right, guys. We did not Johatsu, even though we wanted to. We were off last week. We're back. And I one of these days, I just might never come back, guys. I'm just totally gonna pull a Johatsu and just
funny enough,
the night.
Funny enough, in my Instagram, it was like, "Did you know about Johatsu?" I was like, "Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did."
Stop tempting me with this.
With a good time, let me tell you.
But yeah, no, it's been busy since. So much always going on, Marissa. Always. I don't know when it's ever going to stop. But it doesn't. It keeps going. That being said, let it out, Marissa. Vent, rant, spiral. What are you hating this last week?
The weather. This bipolar weather it's killing me. One day we're 70s, the next day we're in the 40s, the next day we're in the 20s. Make up your mind. I don't mind the cold, but when you go to the extremes from one day to the next, I can't.
Last week was great weather.
Beautiful weather. It was perfect weather.
And then all of a sudden this week, we're it's super cold. So I've been hibernating. And as a matter of fact, Jen put something in one of the show chats earlier this week or today, or it must have been one of these past days. She's like, I'll see you in the spring. Because just like us, she's not a Houstonian that likes being out in the cold.
Oh,
and
no.
I am like, oh, fuck no, this is not for me. This 30 degrees weather, no. I'm not about that.
That's not what I signed up for when I moved to Houston. Okay? Humidity, I complain, but I'm like, you know what? I made my choice. It is what it is. But not the cold. I thought I picked one evil, not two.
No, it's been crazy. So that's what I have to rant about too. But go ahead, Marissa, keep going.
It's not just the weather, but we are not prepared infrastructurally as a city to handle anything. So because it rained one day and then it froze. There's no one's salting the roads, guys. No one is making sure people are not slipping and sliding all up the fucking highways. Nobody's doing that. And everybody's out there trying to protect the pipes and make sure you don't have a major plumbing issue. It's chaos. I hate that it happens. It feels like every year we have this extreme 1 to 2 weeks worth of just crazy weather and crazy cold, and I don't like it.
I don't know. Well, I'm just hoping that this year does not try to kill us, right? Every year,
true,
since we've moved to Houston, the weather has always tried to kill us. So I'm hoping 2025, because it's already fucked up enough as it is, right? I'm hoping that just doesn't happen this year. I hope that the universe takes pity on us and is like, you know what? We're not going to try to kill them naturally.
Exactly.
Or with the weather. But I was totally going to complain about the weather as well. Rant and rave like a little old woman about it being so cold. I'm walking around in a sweater and just I wanted to die the other day. I had to go get the trash cans, and I was just like, I can't believe I have to step outside. It was so cold.
Horrible.
Yeah. But I've also like been hibernating because of it, right?
Mhm.
So I like, and that's another thing, like skipping the gym and just staying home and eating, which I shouldn't be doing because it's so cold. But I've been cooking and just, just wanting to stay warm. So that was what I was going to bitch about. But I was also, another thing, I was like, oh my God, I'm turning into that old lady. I was going to bitch about my neighbors, guys.
Why?
So my neighbors, okay, I'm kind of like my street is like one big giant rectangle.
Mhm.
And I live in I'm one of the corner houses, right? So across from me is like the inner part of that rectangle, and it's kind of like that house is also a corner house. It's kind of weird, the setup. But
Mhm.
that house, the lady that lives there she's ill, and I feel bad for her, right?
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
she's ill, but her kids run a fucking muck
I know
because
which
of
one
it.
you're talking about.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
God.
So
Okay.
those little kids, since we moved in, have been running down the streets without shoes. They've just been like those kids. Like they're those
Yeah.
kids in the block, guys.
Yeah.
So but they've gotten older, and like the eldest, I should say, he's in high school now. And he always has friends over. I guess it's like the hangout spot, right? I guess maybe that's
Mhm.
the house that they're comfortable in, whatever. But his friends over, who cares, right? Because we're kind of like that house with my
Yeah.
nephew and his friends, right? But they're not running amok.
Right.
But on, when was it? Sunday nights. I don't know if he was having a party or what happened, but some
Oh
sort of nonsense
no.
happened. There was kids yelling the N word in the middle of the street, like at midnight. Woke
Mm-mm.
woke me up, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" So I had to look out, see what was happening. All sorts of debacle, and I really was like that old lady. I was about to go outside and yell at these kids, but they, in their very expensive souped up cars, sped away.
Of
So I didn't
course.
have the chance to. But the next day I was telling my sister, and she's like, should we go talk to the neighbor? Like say something to her. I'm like, look, it's happened. Like these
Once.
instances are few and far between because they do some crazy shit. Like over New Year's Eve, their little girl who's probably like 12-ish and her friend were totally unsupervised, just popping all sorts of fucking fireworks in front of my house. I was like, no kids, go do it in front of your house. But so they
Right.
just run amok, right? But I'm like, no, if they like, I don't want to be like that old crabby person
Yeah.
and go complain. But I'm like, I am like, so that's what I need to rant about, that I am turning into that person. Years ago, would I have cared? Not really. But this time I was like, God damn it, kids.
You wouldn't have cared though. Like that's not something that you would have been like, hey, we need to like maybe like let the parents know. Or do you feel like I'm being that like crabby old lady and I'm just kind of turning into that person? Or do you feel like, especially because your nephew is he's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
younger, but he's at that age range and he has friends over and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
if let's first say, I know he would never, but let's say something like that did happen, would you want the neighbors to tell you?
Oh yeah. True. Good point. Good point, Marissa. Yeah.
Because let me tell
Um,
you, if my kids are out there acting a fool, please let me know. Please, first of all, whoop their ass. Number one, because absolutely not. They need to know there's consequences. But number two, tell me so that I can then whoop their ass when they get home. Because
but your
no,
kids are not, but you're not a parent that's letting your kids fucking run wild. You know what I mean?
right?
And this lady just lets her kids run amok. And
True.
and also for people tuning in, these are kids who not to be yelling the N-word. Like they
No,
are not their ethnicity, they're not that race, they should not be using that word.
that word should not be in their vocabulary at all.
No, no, not at all. So I don't know. Maybe if I see her out like doing her lawn or something, maybe I'll say something. I don't know. Now that you've pointed it out in that way, maybe she
Yeah.
does want to know. Maybe she's I don't know. You've totally flipped the switch on me where I was just like, yeah, I wouldn't have cared. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Now I'm like, fuck, now do I have to say something?
I don't, as a parent, I feel like as a parent, it depends how you address it, right? Just be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
look, it was an isolated incident, I'm sure, but I just want to let you know because they were in the middle of the street and it was loud enough that it woke us up and we heard, fighting
Mm-hmm.
and certain words were used. Just, just letting you know. Do with that what you will, right? Like, it's not Han complaining about it, but just so that she knows that other people know. Because if it woke you guys up, I'm sure it woke other people up too.
Well, my sister did ask our neighbor who kind of like he shares the corner with us. And he was like, I don't hear anything. Like, once I'm out, I'm out. So she's like, okay, well, I don't want to make that big of a deal. She's like, but if it happens again, so I don't know. But now that you've pointed out, if I see her, maybe I'll say something. But if it happens again, I definitely will go say something.
Yeah.
But let's get over these kids, because guys, I just looked at the time and we need to keep it rolling to get Fluggy on, because he is going to be joining us for another edition of Go Flug Yourself.
Go Flug Yourself. I can't wait. I kid you not, I have my little notepad ready to write some notes because y'all are going to keep me young. I love
that name cracks me up every time of that show. It makes me giggle. But I have important updates to share, guys. A very important update to share with you on our favorite OnlyFans creator, Miss Lily Phillips.
All right,
guys. So let's jump into this update, because I don't know. You guys are going to be shocked, because Adam, who is our producer, but not our full-time producer yet, I haven't pressured him
unofficial producer.
I haven't pressured him into doing more. Sent this to me this morning, because he, unlike me, is keeping track of what's happening with Miss Lily Phillips.
Okay.
So here it is, guys. OnlyFans star Lily Phillips, who documented sleeping with 100 men in one day, announces she's pregnant with first baby.
Oh, no. No, ma'am. Nope. It's fucking February. I can't. It's just February. Like, how are we fucking dealing with?
And this is from a credible source, guys. This is from People Magazine. So the OnlyFans star 23 announces the news on Instagram alongside a carousel of images on Tuesday, February 18th. The secret is out. Baby Phillips 2025. She captioned the post. The first photo shows Phillips cradling her baby bump, while the second features a pair of positive pregnancy tests. The social media influencer who shared the news on TikTok, posting a video showing off her bump. It's official, she says, smiling in the black and white filtered clip. The expecting mom shared no other details regarding her pregnancy. Okay, guys, but remember, she did this in October.
So it's very possible that she got
the 101 men situation,
right?
Or nights or day, whatever you want to call it, only happened in October. So at first I was like, wait a minute, like maybe it was after whatever, but I need to share and I'm bad at this. So you guys Marissa, you might have to let me know what you think.
Okay.
If like how far along you think she is with this photo.
Okay.
Can you see it? Like, because your belly pops out after 3-4 months?
Yeah, it depends. She's super tiny, so I'm assuming maybe it's 3 to 4 months. You can
do the math, guys. That's about October.
Oh no, but it doesn't matter. Like because if she was pregnant before, that's still disgusting. She got pregnant there, that's still disgusting, and that's a whole lot. Imagine taking these 101 men to fucking court and being like, "So funny story, guys. We need to get a paternity test."
Gonna have to track all these fucking men down again and find out who the daddy is.
It was. What, didn't they have like a checking system or something like that? Like they had this.
I guess, but I don't know if everybody if they were getting people's licenses and real names, or like, I know some presented their tests. Like, I don't know how accurate or like how much
legitimacy it had. Yeah.
But I was like,
she's like 4 months. She's like 4 months pregnant. Like you can't convince me otherwise. Or that is one gigantic baby.
But Lily Phillips, why? I mean, if you don't want to do the 1,000 men, then we would have been okay with you giving up on this 1,000 men journey. We would have been a-okay if you decided not to do the 300 in February, the 600 in March, and the 1,000 in April. We all would have been fine with you. We would have accepted it. We would have moved on with our lives and wished you well. But now you've got this pregnancy and you're about 3-4 months in, and that's around October.
Yeah. Oh. Well, that's a sticky situation.
So that's our update on Lily Phillips, guys.
My God. I just, yeah. I mean, her, not just that, but think about her kid's never going to live this down. Like,
I mean, imagine Googling your mom.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not, you know, especially when people meet them and be like, oh, because this is not just something that like was like secluded to an area. This made like a lot of news and it hit a lot of radar. So it's not like you can keep it a secret. I don't know. And then also like the dad, how do you like look at that or her partner, I'm assuming. And he's like, yes, I'm 100% sure this one's mine. She just went through 101 dudes. I'm sure that this one's mine.
I know. I'm waiting for the details. So we will be on high alert. Adam, please put on that Google alert and make sure that you keep feeding me the information, because you guys all know I'm going to drop the ball on this.
Okay. But also, how did this come up with in his radar? I'm just curious.
I don't know. He probably already has the Google alert.
I was going to say, he was like, when is this bitch going to get to 1,001 men?
He's been keeping a close tab on Lily Phillips. But all right, you know what, Marissa? We were gonna do. I'm looking at the time, but let's go through the chat, and then I'm gonna skip over the social media clip and go into the work story before we get Fluggy on. But let's see what everybody's talking about in the chat, because I haven't had a chance to see what everybody's saying about Lily Phillips and her pregnancy.
I think everybody is flabbergasted, just like we are. Everybody's trying to do the math. Everyone's trying to reconcile. Did this happen during that session? Did it not? What's happening? Everybody's kind of like, well, mommy, who's my dad? Mia said someone needs to go get Maury. That poor Maury.
He's coming out of. We're bringing him out of retirement.
Let that man rest. He said, 101 dudes are sweating.
Sweating is an understatement.
Then this is where they have to hire the Japanese and do the
jihatsu.
I do the jihatsu. I'd be like, no, can't find me. I'm lost in the ether. Jen says the longest Maury episode ever. Mia says that's a whole season, not just an episode. This bitch needs her own Netflix special at this point. Adam says she needs to buy paternity test at Costco. Get that discount, girl. She has a card reader built in. Bruce. And then Mia with a story with a theory. Maybe it's twins from two separate dudes. I see Lifetime movie here.
I mean, wouldn't that be crazy? Because it's happened.
It has.
Science, guys. Oh my God. Tia, I see Tia just popped in. She's like, oh my God, guys. Sorry, I'm late. Tia, you missed it. We were catching up on Lily Phillips, and she is Lily Phillips, our lady who did 101 Men, and she's pregnant now. So by the size of her baby bump, we're all estimating she's 4 months, 3-4 months, which leads us back into October. And that was when she did her thing. Yep. So, oh my God, so wild. Okay, guys, but speaking of wild, I have to get into this fucking workplace horror story.
Let's do it.
I was dying laughing. Okay. So the story starts, I'm a volunteer for a nonprofit where I help coordinate volunteers for big living history events. So like when they recreate like different scenes and like you know what I mean, like old wars and shit like that, right? So she works at this type of event, or a company that puts on these events. At these very popular events, skilled volunteers sign up to be a person from history and portray their historic hierarchy of race, gender, and class for visitors. Okay. I have known for several years that one volunteer, we're both gay, is interested in experiencing the master/servant dynamic. As a servant to a male master because of his interest in BDSM as well as history. He divulged this to me privately.
How the fuck do you talk about this at work? I'm sorry.
Just come up.
This topic come up because I'm sorry, but this topic has never come up in my conversations at work ever.
No. I'm dying, guys. I'm sorry. He behaves appropriately with volunteers and visitors at historic sites where he portrays a servant, but on Facebook, he makes a lot of joking comments on other people's posts about wanting to serve men, be humiliated, be punished, etc. That I knowingly know that he's not joking and find very uncomfortable to read.
Why are you looking?
Because he's got a look. I don't know. I mean, he likes the scoop. Leave him alone. It's not his fault.
That is a scoop that I'd be like, nope, I'm good.
Over the last 6 months, his comments on Facebook and in real life have reached the point where I don't feel comfortable working with this volunteer when he is portraying a servant, and I hesitate to partner him with a quote unquote master because I know he's involving me and other men in his sexual fantasies without our consent. I've also been in several discussions where other straight men have called his social media behavior creepy and obvious. I have spoken to him about his social media behavior several times, suggesting that he dial it back, and he has always responded by saying that he's joking and I'm misconstruing his actions. My question is, since this person is behaving appropriately when actually at historic sites, particularly the one I volunteer for as a coordinator, do I need to let this go and pretend I don't know that he's getting his jollies off? So what would you do? That's the story.
Oh, Jesus. I'd mind my fucking business. That's what I get for being nosy.
Stay in your lane. But
I stay in my lane.
Okay, so but aside from being nosy on Facebook, the guy straight told him.
But see,
this
that's
is my
thing,
fantasy.
But I feel like that if this person just comes up to every fucking coworker and be like, guess what my fucking sexual fantasy is? Like, I don't think that's something that he was just fucking parading around to everyone. So you're clearly culpable too, because how did that conversation come up? When I talk to coworkers, it's always like, hey, how's the weather? How's it going? Da-da-da. It's never, hey, what's your fucking sexual fantasies? Like,
never. As far as they know, I'm a fucking starfish in bed. Like,
hey, listen, what I do is my problem. What you do is your business, and I don't want to know. So no. I feel like there's so much missing though. Like, I feel like there's a chunk that we're missing in the story. And it feels like, again, it could be that this person just randomly went up to the person and was like, hey, this is what it is. But then don't entertain it. You know what I mean? Like, don't, like, dude, good for you. I don't want to know about that. Let's keep it professional. But then why are you also looking at this person's Facebook, like personal Facebook?
Exactly. So that's on him for not staying in his lane and totally reading the comment and getting into this person's business. If it bothers you, then stop fucking looking. But if he's not being appropriate at work, then it'd be different,
totally
right?
Different.
But he's behaving himself. He's internalizing that fetish. He's not. Maybe he's taking bathroom breaks, and what he does in that stall is his business. Nobody needs to know.
Nobody.
But as long as he's not doing anything to the people who are visiting these events or partaking, then leave him the fuck alone.
Yep.
This is another episode of Stay in Your Lane.
Stay in your lane. Yep.
But all right, Marissa, let's read the chat and then we'll get Fluggy on. Oh, okay. Then I will go. Let me roll up. I think Marissa's having issues.
Oh, there we go.
You got it? Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. So Tia had a question. So this is a slavery replay. I don't think so.
Probably, Tia. They're in the South somewhere. They are replaying these civil like war type of scenarios. Who knows what the fuck's going on?
Mia says water cooler talk has really changed. I always get a boring weather report. Same. Like it's never crossed remotely to that
No.
line.
But if this is what's happening, I want to go back in office.
No.
I want Salacious Scoop. I'm bored.
Adam says he needs to go. He can be a server at Burger King. Tia, so we are just discussing sexual fantasies with coworkers? No, Tia, we are not. That was a one-time incident. That is it. But Bruce coming in with some good advice, saying, best advice my first boss was, don't shit where you eat. And absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I'm saying, I hope he's not out there trying to hit on these people that are participating in these events, whether they're volunteers or not visiting or just watching, right? Like spectators. So, yeah, this guy needs to stay in his lane. And I'm just cracking up because I just saw Dimitri's text and he's like, sorry, I'm late. I'm drunk and it's cold as fuck in Texas. It is, Dimitri. Welcome. I hope you're having a blast because it's so fucking cold. All right. So let's get Fluggy on. Yay. So let's play his little theme song and while I pop him up.
All right. Give me one sec.
Go flug yourself, it's time to learn pop culture vibes, it's your turn. Millennials, millennial, what's the buzz? Flug's here to teach you just because. Go flug yourself, it's the show. Trends and throwbacks, here we go.
Hey, Flug.
Hello.
Like that he changed his name to Dr. Flug. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there was a celebration that we missed here.
I mean, you know, I got my PhD since the last time we talked.
Oh, nice. And may we ask what it's in?
Escort services.
I like it. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, sorry guys, I was just, doing my taxes just now. So how are you guys?
Good. Dr. Flug might be in jail, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Life has been kicking my ass as well lately, just like you guys. But here I've learned you just tell everyone go flug yourself and everything is fine, I think.
I mean, it's kicking your ass, but at least you're not one of those 101 men that might be questioning.
It could be worse.
You're gonna be a daddy.
It could have been daddy. I could have been like a brother husband to like 100 other guys. Yeah.
I mean, instead of like 3 men and a little baby, it could be 101 men and a little baby, and that could be like a whole fun like series, right? Like every episode,
like The Bachelor, but who's the dad?
Yeah, like they get what 3 times out of the year. Like that's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah, let's go easy on my girl Lily though. I feel like weirdly bad for her, but shout out to Adam for doing Lily Phillips research. I'm sure that's a whole lot of fun.
I know, we're gonna make him watch the documentary and report back. Which quite honestly I need to watch myself. I'm very curious. Which once again, let me pull up that information for you guys if you want to know. That documentary is called I Slept with 100 Men in One Day.
Nice.
So go Google it. All right, Flug. So what are we gonna learn about today?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you, ladies. I don't know if you know this, but my popularity, my fame has kind of kicked off since the last time I was here on I Hate It Here. Being recognized on the street. I'm getting DMs from celebrities, brand dealership or brand deals. This very nice man actually like stopped me on the road. He had these really cool like party lights on top of his car, and he stopped me and he was like, "Do you know why I stopped you just now?" I was like, "I think I know, bro. You want an autograph, obviously." So,
and he told you, "Sign right here, sir."
Yeah,
sign
he was
right
like,
here.
he was like, "Let me get your driver's license." I was like, "That's weird," but
Stalker.
yeah, weird, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to talk about a few things that are trending, and I mean that's kind of why we're here, right? But I did want to start off with something, but unfortunately we can't play the clip because of the
Oh,
music, right?
yeah, and I totally dropped the
Yeah.
ball on that. I'm so sorry, Flug. So Flug sent me a clip, and I didn't look at it just because I've been bombarded. And today, when I started like loading the stuff on for the show, I realized that his clip had music, and we can't play licensed music.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I totally knew that too, so I should have like thought about it, but I didn't. I think I was just too excited.
Well, that's okay. Tell
But
us what you were. Do you want to talk to us about it, or are you just going to skip it
yeah.
entirely?
Well, I kind of need like people's opinions. So you two, Erica and Marissa, you guys are women. You guys are Latina women, right?
Hmm.
Have you heard Drake's newest song, "Meet Your Padre"?
No, but I know that
No.
because of whatever he did on that song, I think he's banned from going into Mexico. I think Claudia Sheinbaum, the Mexican president, was
Yeah.
not happy with whatever he did or whatever he was said in that song and has banned him.
I
Yeah.
have not heard of this, so tell me more.
You never mess with a Claudia, I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
They'll they'll throw you to the curb for sure. But basically it's like I said, I wish I could play it, but it's basically Drake like being like there's like salsa like bachata music in the background, and he's all like, I want to meet your padre, I want to meet your madre and stuff, right?
With that accent?
Yeah, straight up. And then
Like Drake, we don't do this is 2025. We don't do that.
yeah. And people are just like, has this guy not had enough humiliation throughout like through the last year that he feels like he just needs to do more ridiculous stuff? Sorry, my dog is barking.
Oh, you're
That's
fine.
okay. He's not happy with Drake either. I mean,
He
No, it was
he,
like,
as a
excuse
Latino
me?
dog him as a Latino dog himself, he's not down for that.
Mm-mm.
he hates it. Yeah, pugs are come from China, but he's an honorary Mexican and he's not happy.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, I was hoping you guys would have heard that song because I wanted your guys' opinions. But as Latina women, if Drake came up to you in the bar and he was
Nope.
like, I
Nope.
want I want to meet your padre, I want to meet your
No,
madre, like all this stuff, you guys would be like, no,
no,
no.
no. Like, sir, get out of my face. Or like you'll have a drink in your face. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, no. We're
No.
fighting. Like, we're no, no, sir.
That's
Yeah,
so culturally inappropriate. Read the
it
room,
is.
Drake.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I can honestly understand why people are dragging him for this too. Like, how much more humiliation does this man want? Maybe that's his kink now.
Well,
Maybe he
yeah.
just likes being nationally humiliated.
Well, he disappeared after Not Like Us by Kendrick, and then he reemerged a few weeks ago and has been doing just like ridiculous stuff, like weird ridiculous stuff. Like he came out wearing a weird, super weird outfit. People were like, "Dude, what are you wearing?" Right? He um he did this like fake video where like a drone is supposedly like flying by his apartment. He like throws a shoe at it and it looks all scared. And my theory on Drake is that he's trying to do that thing where people are making fun of you and then they tell you like, "Oh, just make a joke of yourself also," and then they'll stop. But it's totally not working in my opinion. I think he's making himself look more like a fool.
Oh,
So he's trying to
Yeah.
like own it and be like, look, I can laugh at myself too, but it's not translating.
I feel like that's what it is, but he's just like pathetic. I think Kendrick knocked some sense into him, so
and
whatever.
I'm sorry, I did gasp right now because fucking Dimitri is trying to say that I sound like an HOA president, so I need to shut the F up. So
Wait,
I
why?
gasped and I had to clutch my invisible pearls because
That's an insult. That's an insult.
What?
he says I whitewash.
Oh, so he wants you to like street it up a little bit or
He
what?
wants me to say shoes and share and
Shoes,
jello. Uh-huh.
yellow.
Angelo?
And Guarmar. And that's
El
what he wants me
Walmart?
to and vamos a Guarmar.
I mean, if you want to complicate things, we can talk in Spanglish and just confuse everybody. We can do that.
No, No, I'm good.
All right, you guys. Well, I do have like a bigger story or topic or whatever you want to call it. If we want to get into that, I was gonna avoid talking about this on here because it's just like it's so upsetting and like terrible. But this woman has literally been trending for like 4 or 5 months straight, and it's just like in everybody's like TikTok feed, and like people can't get away from her. Like we see videos on there of people who absolutely hate this woman, but like they just can't stop watching. Right? It's a like train wreck. Like I can't look away type situation. This woman, of course, is part of our first clip, Erica, if you want to roll that one on mute.
So you want to tell us a little bit about who she is?
Yeah, so this lady right here with flaunting her, what is that, Coach? Louis
No,
Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton and a Hermes bag.
Yeah, so
Is that
this is
security guard
actually
behind her?
Yes.
yeah.
Do you want me to put it back up? Here, I'll pause it. So that little torta right there.
A little meatball. She's a
Not the
little
tortas.
meatball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this lady's name is actually Ash Trevino. You'll
Okay.
notice the little guy throwing up right there.
Yeah.
Ashley Trevino, if you will, or whatever. This is probably one of the most upsetting human beings will ever hear about. Do you guys have any idea who she is?
Marissa definitely does not because she's not
No.
a TikToker. I, again, like you explained it perfectly. I had no idea who this fucking woman was. All of a sudden, she's in my For You page. People talking all this crazy stuff about her. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who is it? And then I went down the fucking rabbit hole and I'm like, this crazy little torta running around doing scandalous things. Guys, in the Hispanic culture, like you're dying. So in the Hispanic culture, little chubby hot Cheeto eating women, they call them tortas, which is like a fat little sandwich in our culture.
Which for the record, being a torta isn't always a bad thing. I think sometimes
No.
it can be used like slightly endearing,
Mhm.
but it can also be used in a negative way, and I think that's fitting for Ash Trevino.
Yes. So she came across my page and I'm just like, what is going on with this lady? Like, it is so wild that she's even got videos of people tracking everything she does because she does crazy things on the daily and just
Mhm.
crashes out on TikTok live, like
Yeah.
on camera. She's on live all the time and gets drunk and crashes out and does. But I'll let Fluggy take it away and give us more insight
Yeah.
onto this crazy woman.
It's literally nonstop. Like you can be on TikTok, see something she did, close it for like 2 hours, come back, and she's done something new. But yeah, there is, like I said, I was trying to avoid this because there's so much to cover regarding this
So
person.
much.
So I kind of made like a checklist of crazy things that she has done, all kind of in the public eye. Like she doesn't really hide a lot of stuff. Like, but yeah, I think let's get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Ashley Trevino is a 35-year-old mother of two, but people speculate that there's like two more. So, whatever. Her baby daddy passed away from cancer a few years ago, so that's kind of sad. But, she's being a good mom, right?
Well,
No,
is she?
she's
No.
not. No, because this woman actually has 20 or 20 plus CPS cases against her.
Stop.
Yes, right. And you would probably say like, oh, she's probably like ashamed, right, of like having this many CPS cases. Um, do you want to roll clip 2,
Mm-hmm.
Erica?
Seen that video that guy posted saying that he has a successful open case on me. She's like, Mom, they opened another case. I said, don't worry about it, bro. Like, They're going to continue to keep opening cases and opening cases and opening cases. And you know what? God continues to close the cases. He continues to close the cases. I don't fear no man, nobody but God. He's the only person I fear. So you want to try and do what you're going to do? Go for it, baby boy. Well, not baby boy. You're an old man. Go for it, old man. Go for it, viejito.
All right.
First of all, I do not like how she said viejito.
Oh, she does not know how to speak Spanish. There's a lot of clips of
You
her
can
as well,
tell.
like yeah, saying things super wrong and people are just making fun of her.
Second of all, calling her daughter bro. Yeah, bro. Like, what?
Well, and then
Yeah, so
Okay,
she's
go ahead, Marissa.
35.
She's 35.
yeah,
How old do you
supposedly,
think she
right?
is?
Rough 35 years, man.
So, wait, I don't know if you're going to touch on this, on her parenting, but the reason I found her was through a video talking about how she's this big influencer on TikTok making all this money now, right? Because she's
Yeah.
getting like a creator fund, or she's part of that content creator fund. And her kids sleep on air mattresses.
Oh, stop it.
That's how I fell into it, because they started talking about that. And I was like, what the hell? Her kids don't even have beds. It's been like a year that this situation has been brought up, and she hasn't bought her kids beds.
And people still
Well,
continue to watch her and give her money.
Yep.
yeah, but it's weird, right? Because she has fans, but in reality, her fans are not really like fans. Like they're watching her for the sake, I think, of like
The
seeing
downfall.
the yeah.
Like hate watching, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, hate watching. But yeah, so this, this young independent woman that don't need no man, she doesn't take these CPS charges as shame or a loss. She takes it as a win. Every time she beats one, it's a win. She's a strong woman. Um, and like Erica said, her two daughters who are 13 and 15, they don't even live with her right now because of the CPS cases. But when they do get to visit, yeah, they don't have beds. They sleep on the floor. But in the meantime, she is on live flexing her Louis Vuitton, her brand new, shoes, her jewelry, her purses, like all this stuff. And that's why people are kind of like, hey, if you have money for designer clothing and products, how come your daughters don't have beds? Right?
And is this, I was going to ask, okay, hold on. Is this like, this is actually who she, like, this is like a true story, or is this like a scripted,
No.
they do
No,
have
it's
beds, but they kind of,
No. This is true story.
very
my
real
God.
person.
It's
Yeah.
very real. Like, she's on live 24/7 asking people to send her money, crying and begging people to send her money, and people are sending her money, which I still don't understand why, but they're doing it. And her kids are like sometimes in the background, but I don't know if you're going to touch on it, Fluggy, so I'm going to let you keep going with the story, because there's another reason I found, like, started getting more into this this lady.
Right. Okay. So we're moving on here. She's also like been known to be like pretty racist. So like she had a job. I'm telling you, it's like wild. And all this stuff that I'm telling you is not even like a quarter of the stuff that we could potentially talk about. But for the sake of time, she had a job at a dental clinic, right? Pretty good job, pretty decent
okay.
job, right?
Yeah.
But she quit because the owner of the company sold it to an Indian family, right? And she was quoted as to saying, "I'm not working under no Indian." And and it's kind of like that's obviously problematic, right? For a lot of reasons. And so that was her reason for quitting. Not because
And people pointed out that she shouldn't be saying that, and that it was racist, and went off on her for it, right? She
she
Yeah.
doesn't care.
she doubled down, she tripled down, she quadrupled down on this, and stood 10 toes down on continuing to be racist.
Yep.
Has she not seen herself in the mirror to be like?
Oh, she has. And
You
she says
can't
she's
be
gorgeous.
ugly and racist and illiterate and gotta
Well,
pick a struggle.
No, girl, she's got all sorts of struggles.
are you saying that if you're racist, you better be hot, Marissa?
No, not at all. You cannot be racist at all, but you're gonna quadruple down and be racist and be look the way you do and talk about other people. Like that is
We are
insane.
racist allowed.
That is insane. And to be
Yeah,
fair,
well,
I've never met a hot racist person, so God don't like ugly.
that's
Mhm.
true. That's true. But she doesn't really discriminate because she's been on record as of saying the N word and then also like saying
Oh, she
racist
says it
things. Like,
often.
yeah, she has been known to speak down and say like kind of like Latino slurs as well. And then this next part should give you an idea of like where her intelligence level is at, right? During one of her lives, somebody asked her if she was Guatemalan, and she goes, "No, I'm not his." Or sorry, she goes, "No, I'm Hispanic." So
Oh.
so let it be known, she's not Guatemalan. She's Hispanic.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. Going back to the topic of her children, um, she has openly, and I want to say accidentally, admitted that when one of her daughters was a lot younger, she used to yank her hair, right? Like pull her hair and like possibly other physical things, because she thought that the baby daddy loved the daughter more than her and she was jealous.
What the hell? Okay, so that part I had not heard.
What
And
the
Yeah.
I think
hell?
I've been deep in her lore, and for some reason I didn't know that part. But what the
Yeah.
fuck? That's
And
crazy.
she said that you can see her say it and she kind of like gives like a oops, like you're right. And then people start calling her out, and then on a different live she's like, guys, like I wasn't like hurting her, I was just yanking her hair and stuff like that. It's like,
Oh, I'm
okay, like
sure there's
everybody's
a
gonna
lot of
go,
people that would love to just yank her hair.
Hmm.
yeah.
Not hurting her, just yank her hair.
Yeah. So there's that. Her poor daughters, I'm glad they don't live with her. um I don't know if this was a term before her, but I learned it because of her. An inmate hopper. Have you guys heard that
Learned
before?
that because of her. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
So she is a kind of self-proclaimed inmate hopper because after her baby daddy passed away, she started dating exclusively jailed men, like in prison men, inmates essentially, right?
Hmm.
And she was kind of like, like it says, hopping from one to the other, inmate hopper, right? Um, and she, keep in mind, these were people who are speculated to have done like terrible, terrible things. Um, it's like, for example, one of them, his name was Francisco, right? He was actually jailed because he was accused of murdering two teenage girls.
And she's like, "That's gonna be your new stepdaddy."
Right.
What the
Wow.
And her response is, "No, baby, I know you're not like that. I know you didn't do it." And she would proceed to get the money she was making from, TikTok and was donating it to these dudes.
She was putting money in their books.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Every time I think it can't get any
Oh, it
worse,
keeps getting worse.
it gets
Yeah.
worse.
So that
Hold on,
sorry.
question. So the kids, you said they don't live with her now.
No.
But they still visit her? Why?
I mean, they live with their grandparents, but they probably have some type of like visitation or something. So when they do stay over, they have to sleep on the floor because they don't have beds. And actually, there was she recently went on a podcast with this like there's apparently like a house full of like OnlyFans models who all live together and like do content. And they one of the girls does a podcast, and she
So like a
had no, Marissa. It's a nice lady house.
Nicely.
Sure.
Um, um, sorry. I try to be woman and sex positive, but sure. Um, but sorry, one of the ladies has a podcast, right?
Hmm.
And Ash was a guest along with her two daughters, right? And this podcast host called her out and was like, "Hey, like, why don't your daughters have beds? Like, what's up with that? Like, that's terrible." And Ash was like, "Well, the CPS lady came last time, looked at where they sleep, and she was okay with it." And then, which like that probably didn't happen. Okay, but the podcast host, she
Hmm.
actually told Ash, right? Hey, after this, we're gonna sit down and talk, and I'm gonna pay for your daughter's two new beds. Like I will personally pay as much as you need to pay for their beds because this is
Right.
crazy, right?
Hmm.
And
Right.
Ash was all like, like thanks so much. And then a few days later, she like gets mad at this podcast host and is like, "Fuck her! I'm not taking anything from her." So it is speculated that right now her daughters still don't have beds.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But
Mm-mm.
why? I
So
don't know. I
But
still like as grandparents. Why do they
why?
allow the kids to go back to that environment? Is what's crazy to me.
Hmm.
yeah, it's insane.
These poor girls.
I know.
And there's a story that I want to touch on, and I don't know if Fluggy's going to talk about it, so I'm going to let him keep going because it's
Okay.
about the daughter.
Sure. So yeah, that's all terrible stuff. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Um, and like I said, she continues to flaunt her expensive clothing and everything
Hmm.
from all these thousands of dollars she makes from TikToks. And
Every
yeah,
live, she's
every
ordering
month.
like something, whether it's a DoorDash, Instacart. Like she's never out in public, like actually getting and doing
Well,
any of this stuff on her own.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
But like ordering, like opening, like luxury items that she ordered online, like unboxing them in front of people, and those poor kids still on their mattresses.
yep, yep. It's terrible.
That's insane.
Um, but you guys don't worry because Ash Trevino has does not date inmates anymore. She has actually pivoted to chasing very young boys, right?
Oh shit.
So what her oldest daughter expressed that she had a crush on this other Latino influencer, 19-year-old Santos, right? I don't know what his last name is. I don't really care. She was like, "Mom, like he's cute. Like I have a crush on him." How did Ash react to this? She went and tried to date this kid.
She slept with the kid. That was
Oh my
what was going to talk about. Yeah,
Yeah.
god.
she started
Um,
dating this kid, and did all sorts of wild stuff on lives with him.
yeah,
And this little, yeah, go ahead,
she like
Fluggy.
she showed a boob on live, like on TikTok live, and got like banned for a few days. She do you guys it's crazy that I'm talking about this, but do you guys know what a rose toy is?
Hmm.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, explain to everybody what it is.
Okay, so
Putting you on
I
the spot.
said I said it.
The surprised look on his face was everything though. He was like, "You do?"
No, it's because I said it and you guys look so serious. I was like, oh, whoops. So a rose toy is basically like, I hope my mom doesn't watch this ever, but like it's a sex toy that has a little sucker on it. It looks like a rose, and like women use it on themselves, right? To
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there is a video where she pulls hers out, right? And then starts to use it on live. I mean, you can't see it, right? She's like down here, but she's like literally using it on live. And like I said, she showed a boob. And this is all while she's live together with this kid, Santos,
The
right?
19-year-old boy that her daughter
Yeah.
had a crush on.
Yeah.
That's my god.
And
Does this kid doesn't have a mom that can fight? Like, what is happening?
well, I don't know, but don't feel too bad for him because he seems like kind of a piece of shit too. Like apparently this is what he does. Like he's like a influencer hopper where he like he goes to
We
like
got an
each
indie
one.
hopper and an influencer hopper.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He goes to like, these little trending ladies and tries to like, I guess, pretend that he's like interested in them, but it's all for clout, it's all for like views and all this stuff. So this dumbass kid, I guess, was lying about how old he was for a while. He was saying he was 21 so that club promoters would use him for like promotions and stuff or something. And then because of Ash and him being on her lives all the time, they found out that he wasn't 21 and they like fired him and he, he like started crying like on live. Um, but yeah, so upon being asked if if she did have sex or whatever with this 19-year-old boy, Ash confirmed, and she confirmed it by saying what is now the iconic line: "I've seen his pee pee, and he's seen my noo noo."
She's 35 years old. I just
No,
can't.
no, the fuck she's not.
Barf,
No, no, she's not.
barf.
I to little 19-year-old boy.
That
Yeah, she
this
showed her
bitch
noo
needs to
noo to a
be in
19-year-old boy.
jail. Just
Who
throw
she
her
let
away.
manage her for a while, and he was her manager, and she's doing all sorts of crazy shit with this kid for a while, and they got in a fight. Like everybody that enters this lady's life, they end up fighting, and it's like chaos. And of course, it would be right. It's not like she's gonna
Yeah.
be having like a stable life.
You right.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of people who come into her life, she keeps meeting other kind of like small time influencers on TikTok on stuff, and she just ends up being like enemies with all of them. And a few of them have actually like run up on her like in clubs or like out in the world. There was one girl, I forget her name, but she traveled like through the country to get to her house, and then was like outside of her house like, get out here, like we gonna fight, like this gonna be crazy, like I'm gonna
Dang.
beat your ass and all this stuff, right? And this was while her daughters were in the house. So she's like literally putting her daughters in danger.
I
Oh my-
pretend I'm gonna drive across some like the state and like beats or the states. Even the
Mhm.
Yeah.
state is enough here in
Yeah,
Texas.
it's a long
But
drive.
I'm never gonna do that in real life. Like how much you have to hate somebody to drive across states, state lines.
That's what I'm saying.
That bitch just napped.
Yeah.
She had enough.
Oh, and keep in mind that after each one of these confrontations, um, or during it, she's like freaked the hell out, right? She's like panicking. She is obviously on live and she's like freaking out, like, oh, I'm gonna get beat up. But then afterwards, she'd be acting like, oh, we showed them, like we did that, like they can't
Like
get
trying to
us or like all this stuff.
act tough. Yeah.
Mhm.
Trying to act tough, yeah. And even though, like I said, everything she does is in the public, and I don't know why she tries to act like we didn't see what just happened. But that's just her, I guess. um yeah, and like I said, guys, there's a whole lot of things about this woman, and she's terrible. And her newest thing, like I said, is hanging out with a bunch of little kids. She was recently seen like cruising around the mall and like hanging out with a bunch of little like 16-year-old
The
boys.
mall.
Yeah. And she's literally like walking through the mall with like an entourage of like 16-year-old like Mexican kids. And she just
All these little Edgars.
you can
Mhm.
you can tell in her face she just thinks she looks so cool. And Erica, do you want to roll the last clip here so you guys can
Yep.
see how weird and pathetic it is?
We had to stop the music. Hold on, let me go back. Sorry, guys.
So here's Ash with her crew of little 16-year-old boys just hanging out, dancing, and
She looks like their grandma. What the fuck is she doing? What?
she does. And I'm
Mhm.
not one to like body shame or like age shame anyone, but this woman is not 35. Let's be real. She looks like she's like 47. Um, Nothing against 47-year-olds, I'm just saying. But
And a rough 47. That's not like
well,
a good life.
47.
That's like trials and tribulations 47.
Yeah.
I mean, with those young kids, that's crazy. That's
I know.
and where are
So
these kids' parents? And I don't understand what's happening. And I can't believe that she gets this much attention. She gets so many people
Right.
reporting on her every move. She gets
yeah.
people sending her money on these lives that she's at, and that she's part of this creator fund, and it's just crazy. Like this
How
is
is she still getting paid? That's what I was going to say. If
Mhm.
she's gotten banned and stuff like that, like how is she still getting paid from these creator funds? And seriously, who are the people that are sending her money? Like this is where we would
Well,
need to know those names and fucking publicly shame them, because
yeah.
that is
See,
insane.
people
but
who are into train wrecks. I don't know.
that's the conundrum, right? Is that, like I said, like people complain about her and they're like she's a terrible person, but you just can't look away. Like it's crazy that this is a real person. So I think that's kind of what makes people be so like willing to quote unquote support, right? It's not actually supporting. It's obviously making fun of her, but it's crazy.
But yeah, but if you think about it though, this is why being conscious with what you consume is very important, because even if you're
True.
hating watching her, she's still getting the views, right? She's still qualifying for the dollars. There's nothing
Mhm.
like, I
Very
think the
true.
best thing that people can do is fucking ignore her so that
Yeah.
she can fucking come back to earth, get her ass beat a couple times. I'm not opposed to that. Get
Yeah.
her thrown in jail. Just lock her away for a hot minute.
Yeah.
Just
That's
throw away the
yeah.
key.
I
And
mean
that's
her,
just touching the surface.
That's
her
disgusting. That's
her nickname
disgusting.
is Trashly Trevino now, so yeah.
So there you go,
Um
guys. If
there you go.
anybody in your world is into TikTok and they bring up Ash Trevino, you now know some of her lore.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
It really is. And I feel so bad for her kids. I feel
Yeah.
so bad for her
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah. That's pretty rough. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we're out of time. I was hoping to do some music review lightning
No, go
round.
ahead.
But
Yep.
We love the music review.
you
Yes.
sure?
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Who am I kidding? Yes, I do. Let's do it.
You.
We had fun the last time.
We had a bunch of fun.
Yes, we did.
Okay. The only thing about this time is that the top songs hasn't changed a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
So, but I did choose 8 songs that I know are like popular right now that
Mhm.
weren't
Okay.
the ones I talked about last time. So
Okay.
here we go. Here we go. We got trash, mid, fucking fire, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So first up, we have "Busy Woman" by Sabrina Carpenter, which is a new track from the special edition of her most recent record, "Short and Sweet." Have
Mhm.
you guys heard this one?
I haven't.
I have.
You heard it, Marissa?
Yes.
Okay, let me know if you agree with me. It's
Mhm.
pretty mid.
Yeah. I feel like she has better songs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I have to quickly complain. I don't like all these like deluxe or the redos of these albums, like the reissues, I should say, coming out with like the album, but now it's got 3 more songs.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it now, and it's getting redundant. And let's stop this. We don't need to
Wait,
keep reissuing the same album with 1 more song,
wait, no, it's
2
weird
more songs.
because like artists and bands have always done that, but they do it like a year later, and
Right.
the artists now are doing it like a few months or so, or if you're Taylor Swift, like a week after you release the original album, right? Um, and I feel like it's not a good strategy. I think you need to let the fan base sit with what you release for a little
Mhm.
bit, and then a year, maybe a year and a half later, a few more songs, and then they'll be happy. And like, why not, right? But I
Right.
do I do agree, Erica. It's a bit much all at once.
I know TT did it, and I was just like, no, TT, that's not like you have enough money. But then
And
Charlie XCX did it with Brat, like a
Yeah.
full brat, but not the same. And then it's like a third reissue. I'm like, all right, let's stop. Like, I used to love this album. Now you're getting on my fucking nerves. Like, let's
Right.
just
But
stop this.
But Taylor Swift did it a little maliciously because she was trying to block some of the other pop girlies from getting to the top by continuing to release like the same album with like just slightly different versions. And I know you love her, Erica, but it's true. This is what she was doing. She's not a girl's girl, and she was blocking Charlie from the top.
Okay.
But we'll move on. We'll move on so that we don't fight, right, Erica?
I know. I will have to defend Tay Tay, and you're gonna go down.
Oh God. Okay. Well, let's move on. Let's move on. Number two, we have Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. So when I first heard this one, I was like, this is pretty corny. It's kind of cheesy, it's a little whatever. So I thought it was mid. Upon further listening, I think it's fire. Oh shit. I think it's fire.
I was like, wait. I heard it once, and I think I think it's one of those that it'll grow on you. Definitely the more you listen to it. But it's not something that I'm reaching for. Like if I hear it and it's playing, then maybe, but it's definitely not something that caught my attention.
Right.
I
Yeah.
have not heard. God damn it! I should have asked you for the list ahead of time. I feel not up to speed. I did not. I have not heard it either. But it's also Lady Gaga, and I am opposed to her, so I probably would
Yeah.
just quickly skip.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what's going on with the dance. It's a weird dance. I don't know. It's not a fan.
She's
I'd
a
say-
sweaty tryhard. I'm not down for her.
I'd say go easy on it the first listen because like I said, I thought it was kind of corny. But when you kind of look back on Lady Gaga's music, like I feel like it has always had a level of corniness. It's kind of just like dance, dance, like everyone dance, like type situation.
Right.
But it's a cool beat. I'll let it pass. I think it's fire.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will take your word for that, Fluggy.
All right.
But I
moving
might even
along.
actually listen just for you. But probably
Thank
not.
you.
I'm like, why am I lying to you?
You'll hear it eventually, I'm sure. So up next, number three, we have BMF by SZA, which is, I don't know, some type of like weird like bossa nova like song that she has on her deluxe album. It's pretty. Wait, where is it? Oh shit! It's pretty trash. It's not creative. It's not very original sounding. I just think it's kind of like she was maybe trying to be a little silly, but kind of fell
Okay.
flat.
Okay.
I haven't
Yeah.
listened to that one. I'll be honest, I haven't listened to that one, so I'll have to listen to it.
Same. I'm
Right.
behind Flug. I feel bad. Like
Well, that's why I'm here.
yes, because you exactly.
Yeah.
We're flugging
And
ourselves.
I'll send you guys the list afterwards so you guys can do your research.
Okay.
Up next we have number four, which is Somebody Loves Me by Drake and Party Next Door. This is not the one we were talking about earlier. This is a separate song that is trending from their collab album. It's trash. It's boring as hell. It's unoriginal. Like I said, Drake is barely trying anymore. I feel like Drake reached the roof of his creative ability
Mhm.
and is now just like making anything. Just like
But did
literally
he
anything.
have creative ability though? Like,
Yeah, I mean, for a while, people there were saying like, "Hey, like he might be one of the best hip hop artists of all time," like all this stuff. He kind of reached his height with, I think it was the album Views, and from there, it's kind of started to downhill a little bit for him. And I agree. I think his most recent albums and songs are just all kind of trash.
I've never been a Drake fan. Never like not because I just hate him. I just never got into him. But
No.
I hear that. But then he steal a lot of his beats and lyrics and music from other artists,
People.
from other rappers, and
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why he has beef with The Weeknd. When The Weeknd was starting off, he Drake basically like took him under his wing and was like, "Hey, dude, like we'll climb the ranks together. Like we'll be
oh, he's that
famous
slimy
together."
guy.
And he basically like stole a bunch of stuff from The Weeknd and all this stuff, and like um Drake was all angry because there was like girl problems between them as well, and yeah, he's just kind of a snake of a human. So
Mm,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Number 5. Do you guys know who Tate McRae is?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I
we
know
have
of her, but I don't know her music.
right. So her music tends to be relatively annoying and boring. This new release that she has called Sports Car, it's fine. I think it's mid. I think it's like not as annoying as some of her other music, but it's
Mhm.
really like nothing special. Half like for like 80% of the song she's like whispering, which I don't know, maybe she's trying to be sexy. I think she is because I think it's like a sex song. So
Oh,
There's
um
nothing worse than people whispering in songs. Oh,
don't do it.
that gives me the total icks. I don't like it.
it's
I'm
lazy.
not a fan.
Yeah, it's very lazy.
Well, and also
Um
Tate McRae, I will say, she's too generic for me. Like, there's certain people's voices that, like, if I'm like with my eyes closed, I'm like, that's Adele, that's this person, that's that person. With Tate, I'm always like, it's that. It could be Taylor, it could be Olivia, it could be like she's too generic for me. There's nothing that stands out
yeah,
for me from her.
exactly. Exactly. Very forgettable. And
Yep.
she also like for some reason dresses like a middle school. Like I've seen a middle school kid. Like I've seen her in her concerts, and I'm like, you look like you're going to like a dance at your middle school. But whatever, that's not important. Um,
She needs
okay,
a better
Erica.
stylist, is what Pluggy is saying.
Yep.
Okay, Erica, please don't be angry at me with this next one. Um,
Oh, I'm already
I'll
clutching the pearls.
I'll say right now, I think it's mid. Okay. Um, but this is "Denial Is a River" by Doechii.
Oh. Well, that song itself is,
Yes. Did you?
yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Sorry. I
I
thought
feel
you
like she has
froze.
better songs. I feel like
That's
there's
what.
better songs on that album for
mhm.
That's what I
sure.
was gonna. That's what I was gonna say because I've heard the whole album. There's a bunch of way better songs on
Mhm.
there. I think this one was maybe just like one of the more like accessible, right? Ones. So it's kind of the one that got like more popular. But I just find
Mhm.
it a little bit annoying. A little
Wait,
like
I'm trying to think of the name. Is that the one where she's talking about she likes sex, she likes drugs, she likes? That's not
Mhm.
the
yeah,
one. Is that is the one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, then fire. Fuck it.
Okay.
I'm changing my mind. Fire. I fucking love that song. I love that part of that
Yeah.
song. Yep.
Yeah, she has
I'm in.
she has good parts and her rapping is good. I think she just has better songs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think to me the musicality of it and the lyrics don't mesh well together the way it does with other songs.
Mhm.
I feel like
Yeah.
that beat should have different kind of lyrics to it and it would be maybe a better match. I don't know. It's meant for me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
latter part of that album gets better. But
Yeah.
if it's that song, I like sex, I like drugs, I like that. I love it. I'm in. I changed my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Fire.
Perfect. Okay.
With
Well.
spare fingers and everything, fire.
No, that's the sweet little fire.
Well, thank you for not getting angry with me.
No, no, no.
Let's move on. We have number 7, which is Teddy Swims with Bad Dreams.
Ooh,
Now, I
I feel
never
very
wanted to.
unprepared.
I never wanted to give Teddy Swims another chance because I absolutely hated his first breakthrough single, I guess you could call it, called "Lose Control." I think that song is
Mhm.
terrible. But this new song that he released, I guess, "Bad Dreams," is fucking fire, 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 fire. This one, Nikki Bits actually sent it to me like a few weeks ago, and it's really, really good. So I would recommend you guys look that one up for sure.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to look up all these songs except for Doechii.
Hmm.
I know who Teddy Swims is. I think I loved his breakout song "Lose Control." I just think it was overplayed way too much, and I think it ruined the song.
Right.
Um, Vocally incredible. I haven't heard this new one though, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. That song "Lose Control." Yeah, he's a great singer. I hate. I don't. There's something about it that like bothers the hell out
Okay.
of me. But this song is really good. The one I just talked about.
Okay.
And then lastly, we have "Push to Start" by Tyla, who had that single during like the summer that's like "Make Me Water" or whatever. You
Oh,
guys,
that song's
yeah,
good. That's a tingle tune right there. 10. 10 for that
yeah.
song.
So she has a more recent single
Yeah,
Sorry, she has
great.
a more recent single called "Push to Start," and whatever. It's made like I think it's a little too similar to that other one. I don't know
Mhm.
if this is her style or she was just trying to get like another hit
Hit.
single with the same style, right? But it's fine. It's a song. It's pleasant. It's just nothing like super crazy in my opinion.
I will say that all her stuff that she came out with after Water was kind of repetitive in the same style. So if she did kind of the same thing, I can see that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think she needs to kind of branch out and do a little something a little bit different.
Add some
yeah.
diversity.
Mm-hmm.
hmm But yeah, that's the end of my list, you guys. I hope you guys either agree or found something new.
Well,
Um,
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to them, and I will let you know. But like you
sure.
said, you're gonna send me the list of songs. I will post them on the I Hate It Here Instagram stories. So if you guys missed any of them and want to go back and see if Fluggy was right on these, you'll have the list.
But also,
Yeah.
if you guys have song recommendations that you want Dr.
Flug
Flood here to rate, send it over.
That's a great idea. I would
That's
love
a
that.
great idea, Marissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll
I
give you
like
guys like a like an essay on each one.
There we go.
And then just real quick here, like last time, I do have a music recommendation of my own.
Okay.
I would encourage you guys to listen to Soft Contact. So they are kind of like an indie rock alternative band from the Bay, and a lot of the guys are actually dudes that went to high school with me, Nikki Bitts, and her
Oh,
husband.
Oh
cool.
Um,
wow, okay.
yeah, they and then the drummer actually was the first drummer of the band I used to play with.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it's very like kind of chill, like jammy, you know, indie rock. So definitely check them out. Again, they are called Soft Contact, and
Okay.
they're
Okay.
from right here in the Bay. So yeah,
Nice. We'll check them out.
yeah,
All right, Flaggy, before
and
you pop off, let everybody know how they can find you
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit about your shows.
sure. You can find me on Instagram at Flug Life Radio. I have actually a kind of a revamped Instagram specific to like Station Head and this show. So definitely follow me on there. Like I said, I'm on Station Head under Flug Life, and I'm on every Tuesday at 4 p.m. And then once a month, I do a metal show on there as well. So yeah,
I know, and I have to hype this up, you all. If you are not tuning into Flug's shows on Station Head, I highly encourage you to. He curates amazing lists every week. It's something different. I really think you're really good at that, and give you props because I am very lazy and I just mix everything up. Like I'm not going to pick a theme and stick with it. It's just too much work. But every
yeah,
week you curate a whole different list, a whole different genre. This week you did artists from Mexico,
hmm
um, and all sorts of genres for Mexico. So it was like
yeah,
pop and
Love that.
yeah, pop, punk. It had a little R&B in there. Some hit like some Mexican artists singing in English, right? Because it was in all
hmm
Spanish.
yep.
So
Yep.
amazing show. So I highly recommend you all tune in.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hmm.
I try to put as much as I can into my shows for sure. And Adam said it the best. He says Flug Life Radio, all killer, no filler.
Like that. That's a new tagline. I like it.
New tagline. There you
Yeah.
go.
But as much as I'd like to stay, you guys, Dr. Flug actually has to clock in to do a very important surgery. So I gotta get going.
There we go.
All right. Thanks, Flug. We appreciate
Thank
you
you,
for your time,
Fluggy.
and we will see you next month. Bye,
Thank you
Flug.
guys so much. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So once again, Fluggy bringing us up to par with what's in, what's out. Let's keep Ash Provino out.
Yes, please. For anybody that's out there, let's keep her out. Don't support her. Don't just
Send her money. Like this is wild.
no.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I truly hate about social media is when content creators like this are getting the attention, the money. It's like feeding into this even more horrific society.
It's feeding the
Right?
monster. It's feeding
Yeah.
the monster. And whether you do it out of spite or to watch the downfall, at the end of the day, you're still contributing. So just don't. For the sake of those children, I really, really hope and pray that this is like her lore, that this is her like thing, it's her shtick. And behind closed doors, that's actually not what's happening with her daughters, because that's very sad.
No,
Like
it's
those
happening.
poor girls.
It's happening. When they were on that, when she was on that podcast,
Yeah.
they were there with her, and they like straight asked, like, are you like, or they were asked questions about her, and they did say that they're embarrassed and they no longer go to school, like they're now homeschooled because of their mom.
But why are they there? That's my thing, though. Is like we gotta fight. Gotta fight her. We gotta fight the grandparents. Everybody needs an ass beating in that house. Everybody.
Absolutely. So then we got to keep tabs on Lily Phillips, and
Who's the daddy? Who would the daddy be?
when this child, I was gonna say these children because I'm already on Mia's level that they're gonna be twins.
It could be.
I'm on her theory. I like it. It's gonna be twins with different daddies
Yeah.
popping out. And so yeah, we're gonna keep a close eye. Got to keep a close eye on Lily Phillips and what's going on with her. That being said, I think we also need to keep tabs on why is her name escaping me? The other lady that did the 1,000 Men, her bestie.
Oh,
Blue.
bestie.
I don't know, but I'll send it to Adam, and he'll have to Google alert search you and keep us up to tabs.
His
And then-
FBI agent is probably like, what the fuck?
And then we got some homework from Flug.
Yes. We got to go listen to some music.
I know. And we'll see if we agreed or we didn't. But y'all, thank you so much for tuning in once again to another episode. We will be back next Thursday with another episode of The Morning After, where Helen and Collie, we've got two guests next week. So we'll make sure to not talk in the beginning.
Yes. Straight into it.
And we'll say our quick hellos and get Collie up, and then we'll dive into what the fuck with Helen.
Because I've been seriously,
Marissa.
I've been mad. I've been mad this whole month. I've been holding that grudge, and I gotta find out, how did this happen? How did we end up here?
Yeah. So you guys, I can't speak. How can they find us?
Absolutely. So if y'all want to jump on and get scheduled in to do one of these segments with us, or you want to collaborate with us on anything, you can always reach out to us via our Instagram account, and our handle is
At I Hate It Here HQ.
And our link in bios there. We also have an I Hate It Here for The Morning After, and that handle is
At IHIHTMA.
You can always reach out to us there. Slide into our DM. Honestly, probably the I Hate It Here HQ is going to be the best one to get a hold of us, but we'd love to get you all scheduled to come on the show so you guys can just spiral with us. We'll spiral with you and collaborate with you all.
Absolutely. So you guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Printer jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears. Erika and Marissa have seen it all, from cubicle fights to the bathroom stall balls. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, from the break room drama to the bosses here. We hate it here, oh, we hate it here, so grab a seat, it's horror premiere. Office gossip, printer jams, management schemes, and toxic plans. Your job's a joke, oh, we can relate. Welcome to work life, the thing we all hate. Erika and Marissa, your workplace queens, sharing nightmares straight from the scenes. We hate it here, yeah, we hate it here, but at least we can laugh through the tears.